What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, with this video, we are jumping into the Swamp Thing issue number 11. A series that was only supposed to get 10 issues. They gave it an extension, and we're getting 6 more out of it. With the amazing Ram V being the writer, we are continuing on the story. After the very huge battle between both Levi and his brother Jacob, it has led to the events that left the Swamp Thing broken up literally. With Levi fractured and on the edge of oblivion, there is only one person that might be able to save his life. And if you have not been keeping up with everything that has been going on with the Swamp Thing, I highly recommend that you check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. Ram V has been putting out some amazing content, and there are so many people that are missing out on this comic, arguably one of the best things that DC Comics has been doing over the last year. So be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we pick up with issue number 11, we are picking up with Jennifer Reese, the more or less love interest of our new Swamp Thing. Now Levi at this point, he is gone because of the Prescott company, the ones who had been experimenting with the green, trying to use it and weaponize the green. The truth is, they had no idea what they were dealing with. And while Levi was able to save Jennifer's life, what she witnessed was the entire Prescott facility turned into ice. This was their last resort, a last-ditch effort in case something like what happened actually happened. And that was Levi and Jacob, the two brothers going at one another, the green completely taking over the facility, and the cold was the only thing that could stop them. The only issue is, nobody was ever found. Jennifer is believing that Levi is still alive somewhere out there in the world. Her only problem, she doesn't know how to get to him. And that is what brought her to this one very specific individual, the young Miss Holland, daughter to the original Swamp Thing. And what Jennifer Reese is asking of her is, can you bring back Levi? Can you bring back the Swamp Thing? Letting Jennifer know that she is not gonna do this. Because the truth is, you have no idea what you are getting yourself into. At one point in time, she was supposed to be the avatar of the green, supposed to be made to destroy all of mankind. The green, the rot, all of them, they love to watch the struggles of humanity and everything that goes on. Telling her that if Levi is dead, if he is gone, then it's best you leave it that way and you move on with your life. Because if you go down this path, you are not going to find happiness, you're not going to find everything that you have been looking for. That nothing good can come with you getting involved in all of this. With Jennifer leaving her office, we are taken to Prescott, their facility that is in Norway, and right now they have what was known as the Wanderer, the man in the desert from the very early issues of this series. Finding the corpse, finding the body, this is the new conduit that they are using, but they are doing something different this time. What they are doing is taking Mr. Pilgrim, and they are imbuing his body with the organs from the conduit. See, what Prescott believes is that if you piece together this individual, if you Frankenstein them up, there is a good probability that the conduit will be able to take over and we will have the next step in evolution, the next step in their research, so on and so forth. This is supposed to change everything. This will change all of humanity, with them currently functioning on the borders of science. Some would say that this is far too far, but Mr. Pilgrim is more than willing to do this. And so they begin switching out organs, taking half of his torso away, putting this torso into his own. Legs, feet, head, a little bit of everything is getting mixed up. And that is when we are taken deep inside the green. Deep inside this green, it is surrounded by the dead. Now we know that this disease, whatever it may be, it is coming from his brother Jacob. If Levi is all that is good and green, his brother Jacob is the avatar of the complete opposite. But in all of this small patch of green, what we see is a single rose. And Swamp Thing, he is protecting this rose with everything that he has. This one beautiful whim that he swears he will keep protected. In his tired and weakened state, this is the only thing that he can do right now. As the shadows just wait for the Swamp Thing to give up, to give in, he refuses to do so. He has failed so many people at this point. He will not fail this little rose. And that's what takes us to the apartment of Jennifer Reese. With Miss Holland showing up, she has come to let her know that she is going to help her out. Because the truth is, Jennifer wants to get to the green and try to save Levi, not because of anything else but love. Being completely honest with Jennifer, she's letting her know that I don't even know if what I'm going to do is going to help you out. But the truth is, I can tell that you love Levi. And so who cares about grand schemes, the greater good or bigger pictures? Because when love is involved, that is something that she can get behind. That is something that she will support and help her achieve. And so taking this flower, we see them teleported down into the green. The only issue is, the green is not how Jennifer once remembered it. With the Kentagen Jacob taking over so much of the green, we see Holland jump into action, doing everything she can to clear a path for Jennifer. She lets Jennifer know that you need to go find Levi. Do not seek out the Swamp Thing. Go looking for Levi. That he is currently slumbering somewhere in this forest. Once you get to him, you have to find a way to wake him up. And so as Jennifer makes her way through all of the green, we are taken back to Prescott. With their operation now being fully complete, we see Mr. Pilgrim get up after this surgery only a couple of hours. He is getting up to his feet. He is walking around. Then he begins to throw up all of this black liquid. His body begins to transform, as if claws are growing from his hands. His eyes change colors. His body turns dark, telling the others that he feels great. This appears to be a brand new avatar, with no one quite sure what to think of this situation. As this individual comes to life and is reborn, if you will, there is an echo felt within and beyond realms of mortal reckoning. A slumbering idea finally awaking. It is reaching its tentacles all throughout everything, and exhaling, wafting across all other ideas, now aware of its presence. That's what takes us to a distant rooftop of Motor City, and we see the individual that is referred to as Jack Hawksmoor, the King of Cities. He has made his way to Detroit, and that is because this city has called him here, recognizing that something has gone terribly wrong. He is here to help this city, and that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so right off the bat, we have to talk about Jack. Jack being from the Wildstorm universe. And he is referred to as the King of Cities, or the God of Cities. Affiliations with the Authority, with Stormwatch, so on and so forth. He's a very unique individual. His powers, they form a more or less symbiotic link with the city he is in. The bigger it is, the bigger his powers come to be. All of this was caused by some highly advanced surgery done by some time-traveling scientists. You could only consider him human by the most flexible of standards. Most of his organs were either replaced with other objects beneficial to his current state, or extra organs of alien function and origin had been implanted into him. It is almost impossible for him to survive outside of urban territories. Being able to communicate with cities, buildings, streets, and more or less force them or command them, he is able to animate parts of the city, renovate entire cities in moments. He's even been able to have cities swallow people whole. So if Jack is inside a city, he is arguably one of the strongest individuals that you could ever come up against. Having urban telepathy, he is able to talk to them on the mental level. The entire city, every street, every building. This gives him an entire citywide awareness. This allows him to know anything that is happening in the city instantaneously from anywhere in the city. Obviously, it gives him enhanced hearing, enhanced vision, enhanced sense of touch, enhanced sense of smell, superhuman leaping. So because he is in the city, it kind of gives him superhuman abilities. The city allows him to affect the gravity around him. Not only that, he has a handful of other abilities, one of them including urban teleportation. He has been seen to be able to teleport from one city to another. Sometimes within the city, he has been seen walking through glass to be able to pop up somewhere on the other side of the city. His only true weakness is when he is away from a city. He isn't that powerful. Almost everything that he gains inside of the city is taken away from him. And so he has to be in a city. He has to be in a populated area. And the more populated it is, the stronger he can become. Now I go into all of that detail because he is a super awesome character I really did not expect to see in this comic. He really is the opposite to the green. And so that's what makes it the most interesting. Levi being the connection to the green, to everything that grows, to all the vegetation. Jack is his polar opposite. And though the Swamp Thing is able to operate inside of a city much better than Jack would be able to operate outside of a city, it's going to be very interesting to see the two of them come together if that is such the case. I really do hope that this gets more of an extension. I want them to make this an ongoing series because man does it deserve it, especially with the arrival of Jack Hawksmoor. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, make sure you like this video, and until the next breakdown.